Hello guys, I'm talking about how to install Hbase and the trouble that I had and how I figured it out. So to first start with, I installed Hadoop and I make sure that localhost 5000 is working. So this was localhost 5000 and I make sure that these two are working. So once these two are working, my Hadoop was fine. Now I installed Hadoop based on Rigma, and there are a few things that you should note when you kind of combine two nodes, and this is what you do in real life as well. You have somebody who installed in a particular way, and you go there and you saw Hadoop installed, and then you have to install more stuff over that. So you need to know the configuration. Now, while installing Hbase, the two things that you need to remember is this user group, because you might need to give a lot of permission, and let me show you what I mean by that. I'll show you my history to show you what I've been doing. So this is the history of that I've been running here, but the other history that I have is giving permissions. So I had to give all these permissions with me, and this was like a painful job. So whenever you have to give permissions to different folders that somebody is doing, then you'll do that. In other ways, this is like relaxing some of the permissions that you have to give. So that was my part. So two things that you have to remember from here is that your user and Hadoop group would be like this. So whenever you are installing Hbase or any software and you want to give permission, then you would go to your root user and give your Hadoop user this permission. So I use this to give permission to Hbase, to Zookeeper, and all those kind of stuff. That was part one. The other thing was that when I installed Java here, the working folder of Java was user, and when I go here, the working folder is different. So those are the two things. So I installed Hbase. I moved into Hbase and I kept H capital because we have to make sure that we keep exactly the same configuration. Otherwise, a lot of copy paste is not going to work. So I made sure that I'm user local Hbase. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So you see I'm on user local Hbase config exactly like that. This H should not be small, otherwise it's going to mess things up. When I edited this was like it would be. The trouble started when I tried to edit here because my HDFS is not on port 8030. My HDFS, and I'm going to show you that file. My HDFS, this HBase, no sorry, HDFS is on 8030, but my local host here on hbase site.xml, this was 9000. And where did I get this from? So I got this from my installation of Hadoop. So I used this installation. So then I went down and I saw that my local host Hadoop file system is running on this port. And therefore, when I'm going to run this, I'm going to make sure that I use that port. And it's not here. Yeah, so you need to make sure that we have to do that manually. So hbase site.xml, they never told us how to set these two stuff. So this is like a broken tutorial. Then you have to search. I think this is hbase root. Yeah, this one. So this is the one that I need to change. And how did I find out where everything is working? If I go to browse HDFS, I get this folder, and I just created a table to check what was happening. How did I do that? So I did that on the command prompt of Hbase. So this is about how I installed Hbase on Hadoop file system. I followed Rigma, I followed Hbase, and I have these notes which I'm going to post on my website. This is an important part, so I'm going to make this red. This is an important part, so I'm going to make this red as well when you use that tutorial. To get this tutorial, you can access my website and you can see more information. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.